I am Margo Jonas. I am the CEO of one of the fastest growing lip balm companies in the US, and by the way, I am 14 years old.
I have a bunch of errands that I need you to run tomorrow, and I'll text you a list of things you need to do. Okay.
Having my daughter be my boss, a lot of times it's very challenging. It's a love-hate relationship.
I'm Zach Marks. I'm a tech CEO, and I founded a social networking empire. My company is valued at almost $50 million, and I'm only 15.
What's your thoughts on the focus group?
I think we get about like a couple kids and ages 8 to 15.
Having my son as my boss is incredibly challenging at times. Think we should get existing members?
No.
Okay.
Like it?
Yeah, I needed to see all of that in there.
I'm Gabrielle Jordan, and I design jewelry for women that shop on 5th Avenue to Rodeo Drive. I'm the CEO, designer, the face of my company, Jewels of Jordan, and I'm only 15. Might be able to do something similar to this.
I think that might be too much for her. It is difficult to be a parent of a young CEO.
I think it'll look good.
If you say so.
What you need to worry about is you have to get these sales up. I mean, we're gonna develop a new product, and that takes a lot of money.
Starting a company like this has financial risks. All the money that goes into starting and funding, honestly, Margo, comes from us.
You know what, guys? We've made a 3,000-mile move across the country, doing the best we can.
To start Grom, we risked everything. Any money we had saved went into the brand.
No pressure, right?
No pressure. Everybody settled in?
When we saw the drive in her eyes, and we knew that there's only so much you can do without our support and help, we decided to put up our house and that we would move in with my wife's parents.
We've made so many sacrifices, and it'll put us in a very difficult situation if this company does not succeed, so it just has to. This is really pretty.
This is not a hobby. This is my future, and this is why I'm so focused.
Margo, take your sock off.
Dad, no.
Take your sock off now.
Dad,
if you want to play, if you want to play in 2 weeks.
Dad, it's literally fine. It's not that bad.
Margo.
I am Margo Jonas. I am the CEO of one of the fastest growing lip balm companies in the US. This year alone, my company is projected to bring in 6 figures in revenue.
Look at her foot.
It looks worse than it is.
This is why I do not play sports.
And by the way, I am 14 years old. Are you kidding? Dad, don't put it on my... You just put it back on.
And honestly, Margo, I wear the pants of the family.
Working for my daughter it's difficult.
It's not easy at all, but it's fun, it's great. But it's challenging.
When I was younger, all my friends were having lemonade stands, but I always wanted something bigger and something more. I tried selling cat collars, I had a pet photography business, selling art online. I tried so many different things, and I felt like I had a knack for business.
Yummy, yummy, your favorite.
Can you not do that voice? It's weird, Mom.
I figured out that Margo was up to something when I opened up my front door and I saw a box that she had ordered of empty chapstick tubes. I quickly figured out she was going to make lip balm. It's your favorite.
You're so weird. Okay, Mom. Mom, stop. I started experimenting in my kitchen. It took a few tries to get it right, but then I finally came up with a great product. The first flavor I used was pumpkin cheesecake.
My kitchen smelled amazing, and there was a big mess. That's all I knew.
I started selling a few to some friends, and then they kept coming back for more, and other people were coming to me asking for them. I sold 50 within the first week for $2.50 a piece.
I said to her, you know, you've got something amazing here. If you want to do something real and big, I can help you. And from there, honestly, Margo was born.
When I was about 12, we contacted a manufacturer, and our first order was for 10,000 bombs. Now I had to start thinking about net profits, gross profits, marketing costs, you know, how much I needed to sell in order to expand my line, you know. I got my product into one store, and then it just kept growing and spreading. Now my products are in close to 200 stores and 40 states in the US and in Canada too.
Okay, so tomorrow, the shop hop.
I'm gonna be selling my products at a store during the Shop Hop event that happens once a month downtown.
So good.
That's enough, that's enough.
So far, each year, my sales have doubled, which is great, but this year, I want my sales to increase by 75%, so I can have enough revenue to start a new product and to keep growing. I have a bunch of errands that I need you to run while I am at school, and I'll text you a list of things you need to do. Okay. Yeah, my parents help me a lot when I'm at school, and they kind of work for me a little bit.
We're the hired help.
We work together.
Work together.
We are the investors.
I kind of just like boss them around.
No.
She's a little bossy.
Kind of smells bad, Mom.
It's broccoli and cauliflower.
Smells like farts.
Where's Zach?
He's sleeping. That's where he is. You want to wake him up for me, Luke?
Get up. Get up. Dude, what did you do here last night? I'm Zach Marks. I'm a tech CEO, and I founded a social networking empire. Come on. My company is valued at almost $50 million, and I'm only 15.
Let's go. We got stuff to do. It's like 10 o'clock. 9 o'clock. No, that was 9:46.
People like to call me the next Mark Zuckerberg, but I'll just be the first Zach Marks.
This kid.
We have 6 kids, and they range in age from 4 to 17. They are all different.
Zachary, get up, buddy. I would have never believed that my son would have created a business that would have supported the entire family. Come on, buddy. Let's go. All right. Get up. We got a busy day today. We got a lot to go over, okay?
So this idea all happened when I was 11 because my parents didn't want me to be on Facebook. That night, me and my dad got into a pretty big argument why I wasn't allowed to have a Facebook account.
Hello? He was on Facebook. About 4 months later, a good friend of mine called me up and said, Zach has almost 700 friends. I think he maybe knew 0.1% of those people. I deleted his account, which I think any parent would do. A couple of days later, he created an alias, and I called him again. And I told him, you go on Facebook or any social media, laptop goes away. Did you see his room? There's like 3 pizza boxes stacked up.
I know.
Bag of potato chips, sodas everywhere.
So my dad, he said, just go on a kid site. I said, well, there's no kid sites out there that are fun, I said, what if I create my own Facebook for kids? And he said, all right, good luck with that.
Good morning, Zach. Would you like me to make you breakfast?
I got it.
So since I had the idea to start making a social networking site for kids, I contacted a family friend who happened to be a web developer, borrowed $2,500 out of my oldest brother Luke's account, who is a professional surfer, gave it to the web developer, and he kind of brought our idea to life.
All right, so you guys absolutely sure you're okay with these animation drawings here?
They're gorgeous, actually.
I decided to call it Grom Social. Grom is a nickname for young surfers. Once we launched the first version of the site, we had about 47,000 kids come to the site in 9 days. I realized that Grom Social was going to be huge and started to turn it into a real business.
First thing, meeting with Michael, new investor, great guy. He's coming in to see the Grom Pound, so we need to give him the entire tour.
Got it.
When Zach's company went viral, it was picked up by every major media source, Huffington Post, Radar Online, Dr. Drew, CNN, Fox. We went from 200 visits a day to 30,000 visits a day. It changed our life literally overnight. That's when I decided to leave my job. Okay, just to shift gears for a minute, what's your thoughts on the focus group? What do you want to do there?
I think we get about a couple kids and ages 8 to 15.
To start Grom, we risked everything. Any money we had saved went into the brand, and we moved 3,000 miles across the United States.
The hardest part about moving was the reality of all those memories. Picking up where I had my children and my family. You guys are set with school today.
Luke did school this morning. She's 2 months ahead, and he's doing
behind.
Thursday and Friday this week. No, you're not.
It was a joke. Right.
Today, my whole family works for Grom Social, and we have 2.5 million members.
Having Zach as my boss is humbling, rewarding, challenging, all wrapped into one. All right, so why don't you guys go pack up your stuff.
Good luck, boys.
And you're doing the dishes, by the way. It's your turn.
What else is new?
My company this year is expected to do $10 million in sales, and that's only the beginning. Over the next 3 years, we expect $130 million in sales, and I'm really excited.
No matter how hard we try, we can never make it as good as Mom claims.
Unless we have 14 hours.
Oh, good to see you. see you guys.
And Mommy should be coming down in a sec. I'm Gabrielle Jordan, and I design jewelry for women that shop on 5th Avenue to Rodeo Drive. My jewelry pieces are priced as high as $200 a piece. Everybody settled in? I'm the CEO, designer, the face of my company, Jewels of Jordan, and I'm only 15. So, I know everybody here probably knows what we're gonna be talking about, but just gonna go with a little bit of specifics. I love jewelry so much, I don't even know why. It's been something that I've always loved. Probably since I was born, I would always kind of like look up at the moon and think it was a huge diamond, or just see every little sparkly thing on the street and want it for myself.
She always had a way of just finding things and putting it together and creating her own art.
I started making jewelry around 7 years old. I was teaching myself basically using YouTube, and I was just obsessed with it. Then I started selling my pieces to my friends on the playground and on the school bus for around $5 to $7 a piece.
So when we found out that you were, first of all, you're making jewelry and now you're selling it, as a parent, well, first of all, I was proud, and it was great because you were so focused. I mean, most kids at that age aren't really focused on one thing.
At around 9 years old is when I feel like I decided that I really wanted to make this whole jewelry thing my career.
So when we saw the drive in her eyes, we took stock of all that she had done, and we knew that there's only so much you can do without our support and help. And so we decided to quit our jobs about 8 years ago to begin working for Gabrielle. We did not have a lot of money to throw into this. The only thing we could do was put up our house. We decided that we would move in with my wife's parents.
We've made so many sacrifices, and it'll put us in a very difficult situation if this company does not succeed, so it just has to.
So we're gonna start talking about the photographer, because we have a lot of pictures to take, so we really need an intern or an assistant photographer to help get these pictures taken, especially when it comes to the lookbook. We want to start doing that research right away. Ever since I started my business, my sales have rapidly been increasing year after year. I have sold hundreds of pieces of my jewelry to clients all over the world, and my sales have totaled in excess over $100,000. But I do want to do a video, at least to close out.
We have to do at least 3 videos for December.
First,
The
the
first,
second, and the
second,
third, and then end.
Yeah.
If it's December, then we're not doing the videos in December.
But he's saying to do it.
Yeah.
You want to do the videos in December.
You should.
This is the time that people aren't really doing that kind of thing. Right now, they're focused on Christmas shopping and the holiday kind of spirit, and that's why we didn't do it last year.
Okay.
I mean, if you have any input on that.
It's so fun having my daughter as my boss. I had to learn to separate business and separate personal. And when it's time to be mom, when it's time to be her manager, and okay, I'm still learning, yes. We're all still learning and growing. Also, we have a meeting with Miss Bonnie.
Yes,
So I know some of her style, but she did nothing bold, nothing, so I'll just bring the delicate items.
Bonnie McDaniel is a local celebrity here in Washington, D.C. She has a TV show and a really great fan base, and so we're working on her becoming one of our clients. So we'll just make sure we pack up some samples, and then as well as letting her know that we'll definitely be doing custom for her, and letting her know that we have different design ideas and options. Yeah. What's amazing about this is that Miss Bonnie is being dressed by Saks Fifth Avenue, my dream store. So if I could have Miss Bonnie as a client, then that could bring me one step closer to having Jewels of Jordan in Saks Fifth Avenue. That's why this meeting with Bonnie is so important, because this could be the first step to creating the future for myself and as well as for my parents. So I have to make this perfect. I think that about sums it up for today.
Hello, hello. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Are you ready for finals?
Yeah.
Getting there? Getting there. Margot?
Yeah.
Meg is here.
Okay, I'm coming. My friend Meg is coming over because we have to study for finals.
Do you want anything to drink? You good?
I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, come upstairs. School is so much harder this year than it was last year because I'm a freshman, I have so much more homework, and trying to balance all that with Honestly Margot and the shop hop is even more difficult. Ready? So cute, Meg.
Oh, gosh.
I'm not gonna send it.
No.
Margot,
Yeah.
are you studying?
Mom, you're
That
not.
doesn't sound like whatever, biology or whatever.
Okay, you don't need to come in here.
Just saying. Social media is such a detriment. Mwah, I love you.
Stop.
Sometimes, you know, I do have to go in and remind her to focus. I have to kind of pull her back in. Are you Snapchatting?
No.
You're Snapchatting. Meg, is she Snapchatting?
She was. Okay. Mom, you're disrupting our study time.
Okay. Goodbye. Oh my God, my mom.
Did your mom do that stuff?
Sometimes.
So weird.
When I see Zach in his suit, he just is so grown up.
That's it?
No, you're so handsome in your suit. And actually, he came to me about wanting to wear a suit. It was like, really? You don't want to wear your just, you know, look like a little kid? He's like, no, I need to step it up. I'm in this business world. They'll take me more serious.
Michael,
Hey,
how are
Darren.
you, buddy? It's great to see you, man.
This morning, me and my dad have a meeting with an investor. He's from Texas, and he has invested a lot of money into the company, been a big supporter.
Oh, Zach.
What's
How
up?
you
Nice to
doing?
see you.
You're getting bigger, aren't you?
I know. I know Zach's real excited about showing you 4.0.
Yeah, I got some stuff to show you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go. Check it out. Man, I'm glad you're here. It's good to
thanks.
see you.
We're launching a new site, 4.0, and the goal of today's meeting is to show Mike the future of Grom Social for the new year. Something we've been wanting to do for a very long time, which I'm happy that we're doing now. Kids love taking photos, especially me, so you can upload stuff right to your computer onto the Grom site. You can edit it, paint it, draw it, different filters. So I'm pretty excited about that. The advantages of me being the boss and only being 15 is a huge value to Grom Social because the website is created by kids for kids, and if we had some adult running the website, it would all be stuff that adults think are cool for kids. Adults think they know what kids like, but kids only know what kids like.
Really impressed this young man who was about like this when I met him, had this great idea. Yeah, you know, I heard it and I thought this is really gonna help kids worldwide, not just here. And this is gonna change people's lives and I wanna be a part of that.
It's definitely really important to Palooza investors is because they put money into my company and they believed in this. Without the investors, we couldn't grow this company into what it is today.
So, you know, perhaps we should talk a little about the focus group that we have planned so that we can get some outside input from our audience.
So what we're going to do is Zach is going to conduct a focus group. He's going to do a live demonstration on the site.
One of the main reasons why we're doing focus testing, it's because we're launching a new site. We've invested a lot of time, a lot of money into it, and we want to make sure we get it right. So basically, the focus testing kids would be giving us feedback what they think about what we have been working on and some of the changes we can make before we go live with it.
And Zach is going to lead this and get input on new creative things that he wants to bring.
Go through a short preview of the site, so we're gonna see how that goes. Which I'm assuming is probably gonna go great.
Of course, why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Today, my mom and I are going to meet Bonnie McDaniel because we are working on having her as a client for Jules Jordan, where she'll wear my pieces on TV and when she goes to events.
Man, I can't wait to see what you have.
I know, right? I'm so
I
excited
know,
to
me
share
too,
with
me
you.
too.
So I met Miss Bonnie at an event, and after that, she followed up with me about possibly working together.
Oh, wow, these are beautiful.
We brought a wide variety of styles, so you can...
I have to admit, I am nervous. The stakes are a bit high. We really want this to work out because this is an opportunity that can bring fame and also possibly get us into Saks.
All of this is beautiful. It's just for my personal style. I tend to like real simple stuff.
The classic string of pearls.
Yeah, Pearls and I. Yeah, we're done. We've been there, done that. So I did that for too many years, so I'm definitely done with that.
That's good to know. That's good to know.
Yeah, this is really pretty.
Thank you.
Really, really pretty.
We can make an even more custom piece for you, with the color that you might like, or a style, maybe with the filigree or whatever.
And you're only 15. Oh my gosh.
My plan is to bring in my youthful flair, yes, but also to look and act the part of a confident jewelry designer so that she is not thinking that she's working with a 15-year-old girl, but rather a well-established jewelry designer.
Well, I'm going to really challenge you. Today is Monday.
Today is Monday, I think, yeah.
So,
yeah.
Wednesday?
Yeah.
I need a piece.
Okay. Miss Bonnie has given me a really tight deadline. I only have 2 days to create a brand new surprise necklace and custom a few other pieces as well. So I don't know how I'm gonna get this stuff done, but I'm gonna try so hard.
Let's see what you come up with on Wednesday, and we'll see how the relationship goes from there.
Okay.
Guys, how you doing? How's your knee?
You mean my ankle?
Is it good?
My dad gets up at 4 in the morning every day to go work down at the cleaners that he owns with my grandpa and his brother, and that's the other family business we have.
How's school? Tell me.
It's good.
It's
Busy,
good.
yes.
Busy
Finals.
to school. Oh boy. What about boyfriends? You don't have any?
No time.
No time for that. You must have you must have found time.
I love my family. They're loud, they have big accents, and we are very Greek. Where's the package?
Package of what?
For the shop hop.
They're right there.
We often get shipments sent to the dry cleaners because we know that someone's gonna always be there to receive it. And so we had the manufacturer ship a package ASAP so we can have it for this big event.
Dad, why aren't these sealed?
What do you mean?
They're not sealed. The shrink wrap.
Oh, you guys are gonna have to do that
Wait.
soon, so.
That's so much work, Dad. Oh my God. The lip balms are not sealed. I have to seal those before the shop hop and study for finals. I have so many things on my plate right now. This is gonna be so much work.
We'll get it done.
I can help you.
We're gonna get it done.
Relax, Margot. What you need to worry about is you have to get these sales up, especially at the shop hop. I mean, we're gonna develop a new product, and that takes a lot of money. You gotta prove yourself, so that's what you really need to be worrying about right now, not worrying about who's gonna finish.
I know.
The shop hop coming up is gonna be very important to, honestly, Margot. Margot needs to sell to 20% of the people attending this event to get enough revenue so she can expand her product.
Dad, 20% is a lot.
You can do it.
I mean, it's just something you're gonna have to really work hard on.
I can totally help you.
All right, well then I need to get these home.
You can take a picture of some of this for Instagram.
Okay, I'm talking. Just saying.
There's a lot of pressure on all of us to get this right. Starting a company like this has financial risks. All the money that goes into starting and funding, honestly, Margot, comes from us. So ultimately, the success of the shop hop is a huge deal for us.
In 8th grade, I left public school for homeschooling so I could really run and focus on my business. But the one thing I really miss is being able to hang out with my friends all the time. Because I'm so busy, my friends basically have to make an appointment with me to hang out, and my dad has to pick them up.
Hey, baby girl. Hello, we're here.
Oh. Today, my friend Anita is actually coming over, so I'm excited to see her. Hey guys, Anita. Okay, we're going here. Just being able to hang out with her through little breaks and little times is so important to me because I need that time to be a kid. How are you? I'm good. Good, I'm good. A lot of working and stuff.
All day?
Yeah, basically all day. Did you have anything with your art show or anything today?
No, we just kind of did after-school art, but it was important.
Right.
I did nothing.
Wow.
So.
Even though I consider my business a family business, there is one member of my family that doesn't really do that much with my company. That's my brother, Daniel.
What?
She was telling, Zenita was telling me how, yeah.
Just a reminder, you got some stuff to work on.
Okay.
Just bring it out here and hang out and,
Okay.
you know. So,
All right.
Gabrielle has this big meeting, a lot is happening, and she wants to spend time with her friend, which I want her to spend time with her friend. However, she has responsibilities, and I'm concerned.
Oh, is this how this is supposed to be?
No.
Like an elephant. Like the decorative elephant.
I want to see what that looks like.
No. Tonight's been fun, but in the back of my mind, I am just thinking about all the jewelry I have to make for Miss Bonnie. I am definitely feeling the pressure. Look at you. You look so good.
That actually works. I'm wearing this to school.
Hey guys,
What's up, guys?
How was school?
we brought food.
You guys gonna go skate the ramp?
I hope you're hungry.
I'm starving. Okay.
How was your day?
Sweetie? It was great. How about you
Where's
guys?
Zach?
We got a box full of burritos.
All right. It's good to see you guys.
I brought burritos to Ground Pound because I know the boys were working very hard and they would not feed themselves and they would get cranky.
Thank you. Well, Zach, why don't you tell your mom what we did today? She would like to hear.
Anything that I need to know? 'Cause I'm not-
Besides that I'm like the sexiest human in 2015, no.
Seriously, filming. What are you guys filming tomorrow?
I don't know yet.
We have to get this out.
I'm not even done like editing.
Why don't you get a bunch of your friends together and go ice blocking?
Yeah.
How about we get a bunch of friends and play bowling ball?
Or we can film surfing tomorrow. That's fun.
The minute I step in and think I have any great productive idea, I get shut down so fast. And it just makes me crazy. I think you need to do something in studio. I do.
Yeah.
I really do. I think it's time.
Let's just go skate already. Come on. Yeah, let's go.
You guys want to go skate?
Warehouse is open. Let's go.
To wrangle a family as large as we have, it's almost like herding cats for the most part.
Just say it's like regular cats.
Try to herd a cat. They don't herd, is what I'm saying.
Let's go skate. My best trick is probably 5 foot 180. You cannot do a 5 foot 180.
Oh, nice.
Best skateboarder in the house used to be Zach when he was like 10. I'm probably the best skater right now. I'm the best skater. Yeah.
Darren, those are your children you're trying to trip up, you know. Hey, enough, I'm done. Sometimes I need a real Zach back in. So, you know, fun is not over his company, and his company is not over fun. He's got the focus group coming up. I'm not so sure that he realizes how serious this is. And it's frustrating. Can't handle it anymore. Seriously.
Texting you. I'm here. Yes, I'm here. There's a lot of things I've got to get done before the Shop Hop event tonight. But my daughter keeps on texting me all morning what I'm supposed to do. I'm doing my best here. She keeps on wanting it her way. She just needs to trust me.
Hello?
Hi.
Hey, Mom. Okay, what are you putting on that survey card for tomorrow?
I am creating something just kind of to ask people, you know, what they would be interested in seeing from you, how they've heard about you, if they've heard about you.
Margot expects Irene to run around when Margot wants Irene to run around at her time. We have to try to keep up with her.
Okay, text me a pic of the card when she finishes it, because I want to see what's on it. And if I tell you anything about let me change or whatever.
Yes, ma'am. I'll send it to you.
I gotta go, because I have to get back to class.
Okay.
Bye.
Goodbye.
And the only reason I tell you guys things like, oh, it has to be done like now, because like for certain things that we actually have like meetings that we have to like meet.
I understand that.
You know, like we have to make sure that things get done.
Out of the mouth of babes.
Yeah.
What's babes mean?
Okay.
Okay.
That's a pig.
No, out of the mouth of babes, like out of the mouth of children. That's what it
Oh.
means. Yeah.
Oh. I thought it was Babe.
Well, I'm just saying.
I thought it was-
Babe the pig?
That's what I thought
You're
you
in the
meant
movie,
too.
Babe. Big.
No! Oh my God. Chill. Chill.
Actually, I am nervous talking to kids more than I am adults.
Why?
Because it takes a lot to impress a kid when you're showing them a kid's site.
Kids are here. What's up, buddy? What's up, guys?
Today, Grom is doing its first ever focus testing because we're launching a new site around 4.0. We're having new characters, we're having animation. We want to get kids' feedback and we want to make sure they like the site.
So basically what you're doing is you're gonna sign up from scratch. You guys are gonna go onto the site for about 20 minutes and see if you like it, if you have any feedback about it. Have fun.
I think it's the password's in.
Yeah, his registration, so he keeps failing.
Oh, but it won't let them log in.
No, all of them are getting frozen up right now.
How we doing?
Oh my gosh.
It's not working.
I'm looking at these children having a very difficult time logging on to Grom Social, and I'm starting to think we may have a big problem here.
Oh my gosh, like, what is going on?
Hey, we're trying to do this live demo here, and like, there's all kinds of issues going on. We're not sure if it's being generated from our end or there's a Wi-Fi issue where we are. All right, I'll call you back. This is as good as it's gonna get. We're migrating over, and for some reason, I don't know why.
It's today.
Today's the day we're doing that, which is amazing to me, but it is. So they're on a staging server now, and we're pulling off of like minimal.
What's more boring, watching this or watching paint dry? That should be a question. And I'm getting sick, I can't even talk.
My dad was on the phone with the web developers, and I guess we were doing this server migration, which pretty much means that the site is running very slow. If an investor was here right now, they would not be happy, and I'm pretty upset as well. But the whole point of this was to get their feedback to make the site better, so I can't just send them home.
Okay, so I have a quick question. Now, taking a look at all these characters, what do you guys think about this character right here? Scale 1 to 10.
10.
His name is
28. 10.
Ollie.
So there's 17 Grom Social characters altogether. They are almost like hosts that guide the kids on the website.
So what do you like about this character?
His name and his body, it's like a giant circle. It's weird.
Yeah, why do you guys like this one so much?
Because he's funny and his ears are like
Cheers!
So Zach was able to kind of shift the attention away from having a slow site to the characters, and we were able to at least capture some data. So thank you all very much. You guys were great.
Even though the focus testing didn't go as well as I wanted it to be, we still learned a lot from it, and I'm excited for the future of Grom Social. My goals for Grom Social is to make awesome animations, maybe even go into an animation series, and turn it into a billion-dollar company.
Good job, man.
Whoa! I just kidding.
Hey, sweetie. Hey. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have you do the crystal first because I'm trying to decide which bead I can use. I met with Miss Bonnie yesterday, and I'm working really hard on creating the surprise necklace that she wants. I don't have a lot of time to get everything done. I'm just kind of flooding with nerves right now.
I like the silver idea that you had.
Right. Might be able to do something similar to this. I'm definitely nervous because if I do impress her, she could help me get into Saks Fifth Avenue. So I have to make this perfect.
She's super picky.
Yeah.
And I'm just like really concerned that, you bring something and it's just like, oh, it's not me.
I'm really hoping that I'll have the creativity that I'll need to design this new necklace for Miss Bonnie. Sometimes I'll have these days where I'll be very creative, but some days it's just dormant. Do you remember that necklace that we did before with the silver neckline? And then we had the
Yeah, I know what
beads.
you're talking about.
I might just do that.
I think that might be too much for her.
No, not double strand, just a single strand.
I'm feeling the pressure right now. I have my nerves as the manager, being a part of the business, wanting this to work. And then I have the nerves that, Mom, I don't want my daughter to go through rejection.
I'm gonna go with it. I think that she'll like it.
I said, if you say so.
Tonight is the Shop Hop event, and I managed to get everything done just in time. I'm a little bit nervous. My goal was to reach 20% in sales, so the pressure's on, so we'll see how it goes.
This whole table you can rework any which way you want, so I will clear out whatever you don't need.
If I want to come out with another product, I need to bring in that income to formulate another product, because that takes money. These are so that people can smell. So weird. Okay.
So weird.
So weird.
So weird.
So weird.
Mom, so weird. I think I do live vicariously through Margot sometimes. I get really excited when I see her with her business. I think I always wanted to do some kind of business when I was little. And so I see her doing all the fun things, and it just makes me feel young again, I guess. So start engaging with people.
I can't just be like, hey.
Yes, you can. This is your pop-up shop in the store. So people can come talk to you.
But I don't want to, like, stop people.
But you know what? They're here to shop.
Okay, okay.
You're not stopping people off the street and go, hey, hey.
Okay.
So don't be nervous. You're a rock star. I love you.
I love you too. You're not weird, you have lipstick. At the beginning of every event, I get really nervous because I hadn't done it in a while. I'm afraid of being too pushy with people and making them feel awkward and making them feel bad because I'm a kid. And hey! That lady just ignored me. That is not a good start.
Hi, how are you guys? Good, very good. Tell them what it is.
Not good at this. Okay. I'm Margot, and I started Honestly Margot. It's an all-natural lip and body balm company that I formulated myself a couple years ago. So. I am not good at talking.
You are very good.
Oh my God, those girls just cut me off. There's no way I'm gonna sell to 20% of the people that come by. This is a disaster. No one wants to talk to me.
They do want to talk to you.
Okay, but if they're walking by, then they don't.
This meeting with Miss Bonnie means so much for Jules Jordan. It really means the future.
Hi. Come on in. I'm sorry, be careful.
Good to see you.
It's raining again. Good to see you.
Miss Bonnie has so many opportunities linked to her, and it's what I need in order to take Jules Jordan to the next level. So it's so much pressure.
So these are my goodies in here.
Yes, they are. Okay, so I'm just gonna show it to you. This is the necklace that we have for you.
Okay.
All right. So, first initial reaction, do you think it's too big or too, what are you thinking?
I'm processing. The conversation we had when we met earlier, it was, I'm done with my pearl days. The conversation we had was, I'm done with my pearl days.
The moment Miss Bonnie reminded me that she was past her pearl stage, I instantly regretted every decision and choice I made when I made this necklace. I just believe that I completely and utterly failed.
So you obviously see something in me that says I need to not be done.
I'm just really freaked out and really nervous that because of this one mistake, she won't want to go with us.
You did the pearl, but you did it in a different
way. I
So
know.
tell me why. I want to understand your design.
You have a really classy elegance to you that really speaks pearl, and because as a good thing because pearls are represented as elegance.
I have a pearl vibe. Now that's a new one
do.
for me. Let's try it on and see what happens.
You know, pearls have this beauty and this shine and this smoothness, but they also have a little bit of imperfections, a little bit of ruggedness, which gives them the history and also the class, and that really is what represents Miss Bonnie.
Oh wow. Okay.
Let me adjust it a little bit.
That's really okay.
Let me adjust that.
You convinced me.
Do you?
Wow.
Okay. I think it looks amazing.
Really?
On you.
Yeah, it is very pretty.
I am so shocked. I thought I like majorly failed, but I guess I didn't. She likes the necklace. I'm so happy.
Your insight is something that I really need for the work that I'm doing. Yeah, I think we have reason to move forward. If that's okay with you, Mom.
That is wonderful news. That is definitely okay with me.
I'm so happy. I'm so excited to work with you. Now that I'm gonna be Miss Bonnie's official jewelry designer, I feel like what I can do is limitless. So next stop, Saks Fifth Avenue. I am ready. Thank you.
And Mom, thank you for raising such an awesome young woman. You did a good job.
Thank you. I appreciate that coming from you.
Tonight is the Shop Hop event. My goal is to reach 20% in sales, so the pressure's on, so we'll see how it goes. I started Honestly Margot. It's an all-natural lip and body balm company. Those girls just cut me off in the middle of when I was talking. This is not how I wanted this to go. Oh, hey guys. You came. I was gonna tell you to come, but I didn't know if you were gonna come because you guys had school tomorrow. Thanks for coming, guys. Having my friends come has been such a boost of confidence. So I know I can turn this around. I have to. Well, I am trying to decide what I want to come out with next, and so I'm asking everyone to smell these. These are different, like, flavor oils. This one's really fresh. Yeah, it's mango peaches. Oh, yay!
This is my favorite so far.
The fruity colada?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna get one of these peppermint.
Thank you. I hope you like it.
When I see Margot working the floor, I am the proudest mom ever.
How old are you?
14.
No, you're not. She was telling me you started it when you were young.
You're an inspiration to me. I'm like, if she can do it and she's that young, like, honestly, I'm like, why am I not doing it? Like,
I see a little girl that is blossoming into this amazing young woman. And I have to pinch myself to say, God, is this my child?
And then here's a little baggie. Nice to meet you,
proud of you.
From I can see, we're selling a lot, and that's really good.
We are cranking it out.
Cranking it out.
I think we did good tonight. You think we did good?
I think we did really good. We need to make note of how much we're putting in, so we remember how much we sold.
Okay. I think we're getting low on inventory, too.
Yeah. The Shop Hop was such a success. I'm so happy that we did so good.
How'd you do tonight?
We did really good.
Looks like it's been great.
Yeah, we sold like a ton. I'm so excited that I met the goal that my dad set for me, but not only that, I exceeded it. I sold to about 35% to the people attending. Now I have enough revenue to start a new product and to keep growing. So are we gonna start wrapping up now?
I think so.
Get the stuff from the back and...
School tomorrow.
I know you got a final first thing in the morning.
Okay, let's get packed up so I can go home and study. I want my products to be in as many places as possible all over the world, and this is just the beginning of Honestly Margot.
This was a great success, right?
Yeah, I loved it. Thank you. Thank you guys for coming.